Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Ninjaxtx, and welcome to the 46th video in my 5th round of philosophy videos. I was not surprised nor shocked that several people didn't understand what I was talking about in last week's philosophy video, which was defining the talk. I the unless we have uncomfortable conversations like that, to get to the healing that we need to have uncomfortable conversations like I posted last week. I had planned to have a co-host with me this week to talk more about it, but unfortunately she's having medical issues and that wasn't feasible, so part two is going to be a little bit abridged. Now, last week I gave an overview of what the talk is. Now, this week I'm going to start breaking it down, and if you don't feel the need to hear this, or you don't, and if you don't see the point in it, please leave my channel. Because if you don't see the point in talking about this and helping the world heal, you're not the type of person I want on my channel. Now, that being said, the talk that, okay, I mentioned last week that our Caucasian allies were having to have talks with their counterparts. Yeah, but it's not really the same talk. Because you can't reasoning with a person that is ignorant and not willing to learn is like talking to a brick wall. I'm just gonna be honest. If you're talking to someone that is just closed-minded and not willing to change, there will be no change. But racism is not an inherited behavior. Racism is a learned behavior. We don't come in this world hating. We don't come in this world saying, I don't love you because you're this color or that religion or that sexuality. We don't come in this world saying that. Because we, as babies, we are products of what? Love. A man and a woman came together to create something out of love. That being said, You were created out of love. What you learn is what's around you. If that love you were created out of is all of a sudden bastardized and not returned to you, or not returned to those around you, you're going to be a pretty hateful, bitter person. And that's all you're going to know until someone shows you the path to love. Someone comes into your life and shows you the path to love just because they can. Not because they have to. Not because they're teaching you how to have pride in your race. Not because they're teaching you to have pride in your political affiliation. Just because love is love is love. It doesn't matter whether that love is between a woman and a man and a man, a woman and a woman. Or you could be pansexual. It really doesn't matter. How you spread that love and how you teach that love to other people. To people that are outside your comfort zone. That is the talk that we need to be having. I get so tired of people talking about how things that are said in hate are okay because it's freedom of speech. Let me tell y'all something. Couple of days ago was the Holocaust Remembrance. The Nazis hid behind the freedom of speech thing, and then the freedom of speech amendment, and then what? They turned it on its head and took it away from people. And look what happened to that society. And look what happened to the thousands, the million of the Jews. And if we don't want that to come over here, we need to start talking to each other. If we don't want that to happen in the world again, we need to start talking to each other. Building bridges where there are no bridges. Even if people don't want to listen, we have to go on and talk to the people that do want to listen. Because by talking to the people that do listen, by talking to the people that want to change their heart, even though they're hardened to it, that's how change happens. We don't talk to those that are just riddled with hate. Because if you're riddled with hate, excuse me, there was something in your past that triggered that. Because like I said at the top of this video, we don't come in this world knowing how to hate. It's a learned behavior. You may have learned it from your grandfather. You may have learned it from your grandfather's grandfather. He may have learned it from his grandfather. We don't know. But to hate another human being just because of their race, creed, color, nationality, or sexuality is just dumb. It is the highest form of ignorance. Now, I've had people tell me They don't want to live in a particular neighborhood because there's a lot of black people. In case you haven't noticed, I'm black. I've had people tell me they don't know how to react around people that are of different religions. Love them. If you show a person love, again, I'll say this again, if you show a person love, that love will be reciprocated. But if we are constantly bombarded by images of hate, by words of hate, by hateful actions of others around us, that's all we'll spew out. I know what you guys are saying. How was this the talk part 2? Well, this is showing you the talk that we've had versus the talk that we need to have. Now, the talk part 3, which will be next week's video, next week's philosophy video, which is entry number, I think it'll be the 47th video, which will be next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is going to talk about some of the symbols of hate that some people tend to whitewash and say it's heritage. That is all about pride of heritage. And I already know I'm going to get a lot of hate from the people from the South because I'm going to talk about the Confederate flag and the Confederate symbols that have become a part of the nation, and why so many people are so incensed by them. Why so many people see them as the symbols of hate that they are. All right. And I want you guys to go and think about this. Go and think about what kind of world we live in, what kind of world we will live in if everybody was full of hate. What kind of world do you live in today? What legacy are you leaving for your kids? And this is going to hit home for a couple of my viewers. What would the people that died in the Holocaust, if they could speak to us today, what would they say? And what will we learn from that? What would we learn from the lessons that they would teach us? What will we learn from the lessons that those that are left from the Civil Rights Movement, from World War II, from what will we learn from the previous generation? How would we learn to love from the previous generation? How would we combat the hate? Thank you guys for watching. I hope that made someone think. I hope that touched someone's heart. Peace. Take care of yourselves and each other. One world, one love. If you guys have any questions, comments, requests, etc., please send them to my YouTube account, or if you know how to get in touch with me on my personal Twitter, my personal Instagram, my training group, Black Talent Combatives, or any other form of my social media, including my Instagram, please feel free to do so there. Thank you guys for watching. God bless. I will see you guys tomorrow at 11:45 for our next streamer lesson. Until then, goodbye for now.